Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. Man, record-breaking temperatures this afternoon, upper 70s to lower 80s, but we have a huge temperature tumble that we're about to experience this week. Also, our weather team tracking a good amount of rain. We'll look at that forecast coming up.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
In a matter of hours, an election that could decide the direction of Congress for years to come.
Tonight on DC News Now at 9, we break down everything you need to know for tomorrow, from when the polls open to all the key races and issues you'll vote on.
Your election coverage starts right now. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Thasmeen Mahfouz.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Flanagan. DC News Now is your local election headquarters. And tomorrow, the last day to cast your ballot in the midterm elections.
Yeah, DC and Maryland voters can hit the polls between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. In Virginia, polling sites will be open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And in West Virginia, they'll be open from 6:30 in the morning to 7:30 in the evening. You can vote as long as you're in line by closing time.
And if you're voting by mail, ballots must be postmarked or placed in a designated ballot drop box by 8 p.m. tomorrow. And if you still need to register to vote, same-day register is now an option. Just visit your assigned polling place with a form of ID. As for what to bring to the polls, if you're a first-time Maryland or D.C. voter, you'll need to bring either a valid photo ID or proof of residence, like a utility bill or a bank statement. Otherwise, no identification is needed. In Virginia and West Virginia, a form of ID or proof of residency is needed regardless of your voting history.
And this is important. Know your rights when it comes to electronic devices. You're allowed to use your cell phone inside Virginia and D.C. polling centers, but in Maryland, phones and cameras are not allowed.
Both candidates in one of the most competitive congressional races, not just in Virginia, but the entire country, are getting some help on the eve of the election.
Yeah, Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla is joining us live from Dumfries.
And Max, let's start with Yesli Vega and the help she received in the top of last year's Republican ticket in Virginia.
That's right. Well, because of just how competitive this Virginia's 7th district is, both candidates really calling on help from other people in their parties who have won races in the Commonwealth. We'll start with Vega and her rally tonight. On the eve of the election, Republican Yesli Vega had political allies at her side on Monday night. Virginia's governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general all stumping for the current Prince William County supervisor. She's looking to take down the District 7 representative, Democratic incumbent Abigail Spanberger, saying she's not the moderate she claims she is.
We have to get to work. We have to look at all of the things that Abigail Spanberger has contributed to and enabled, and we have to get to work to undo some of that stuff.
The Republican pushed her platform while blasting Democrats on their philosophies of the police, the border, and the economy, while she and the governor called on Virginians to vote on Tuesday to help flip the U.S. House away from Democratic control.
I mean, everything they touch, they make it worse. Everything.
It's certainly been a bitter race between attack ads and now endorsements. Spanberger just picked up Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney, a move which Vega says is one of desperation, but Spanberger says is about finding common ground.
I'm reminding people and making sure people know that I'm the most bipartisan member of the Virginia delegation.
I'm Abigail Spanberger. I'm here in Spotsylvania County.
Spanberger spent the final days with Democratic Senators Mark Warner and Tim Kaine, as well as some volunteers. Her campaign says they've been knocking on doors. The anticipation is that this race could be very close, with implications beyond who gets to go to Washington.
If Spanberger wins substantially, or even if she wins by just a little, it suggests that there won't be a GOP wave, even though there's a GOP tide.
And coming up in our next half hour, our Virginia Capitol Bureau reporter Jackie DeFusco will take a look at not only the 7th district, but a couple of the other races in Virginia with major implications and could tell just how successful the Republican Party could be in trying to take back the House of Representatives. Reporting live from Dumfries, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
All right, Max, thank you. So what are the odds that Republicans can retake control of Congress? Our Daniel Hamburg is taking a closer look at what's at stake in this election.
And Daniel, there's talk of a red wave gaining momentum.
Yeah, Kristen Tessmean, current polling shows Republicans are likely to take control of the House and possibly the Senate, but several of these races are total toss-ups at this point.
Historically, the party in the White House loses seats during the president's first midterm election.
Everybody knows that the Republicans are poised to do well. But the question is, how well?
News Nation political editor Chris Steyerwalt predicts it will be a big swing.
The Republicans are poised to probably win about 20 seats in the House, which would give them a majority of 16 seats.
He says they could get a majority of up to 25 or more.
On the Senate, it's a little more complicated because candidate qualities matter more. People are voting for more of an individual on the Senate side.
Several Senate races are dead heats, including in Georgia and Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania is going to tell us so much as we look there, not just in its Senate and gubernatorial races, but in House races there.
George Washington University political management director Todd Belt says if Republicans want to gain control in the Senate,
they also have to hang on to all the seats that they have, which means if they lose that Pennsylvania seat, they'll need to pick up 2.
Enthusiasm among Democrats has grown in recent days, according to polls, which could prove crucial at the ballot box, focusing on issues of abortion rights and protecting democracy, while Republicans continue to focus on inflation and crime in the final hours.
And we may not know the outcome of every election Tuesday night, as some states can't count mail-in ballots beforehand. And in Georgia, if neither candidate gets 50% of the vote, it could go into a runoff. In the studio, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, Daniel, thanks. Our team here at DC News Now is keeping a close eye on all the important races across DC, Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia. So be sure tune in tomorrow night. We'll have wall-to-wall election coverage starting at 8 p.m. with reporters stationed all over the region.
And we'll also hear from experts right here in the studio with what's at stake, both locally and nationally. And when we're not on air, you can find us online at dcnewsnow.com. And also developing tonight, the Washington Teachers Union is demanding a fair contract after working for 3 years without one. Today, union leadership showed up at the Wilson Building, paper in hand. That's where we find our Mariel Carbone live for us tonight. And Mariel, the group dropped off a petition at the mayor's office.
Yeah, it's quite a big petition with 1,700 signatures on it from parents, community members, and teachers. Now, the union is calling on the mayor to come to the table. Meanwhile, Mayor Muriel Bowser says it's the union that's the problem, not her. Since the start of the school year, D.C. public school teachers have worked without a contract.
That restores the basic rights.
They've protested, chanted, and today dropped off a petition with more than 1,700 signatures to the mayor's office, demanding a fair contract.
We want fair compensation. We want fair benefits.
Jacqueline Pope Lyons is president of the Washington Teachers Union. She says the district has one of the highest teacher turnover rates in the country, and the ones who do stay are feeling the extra weight.
They are deeply concerned about the turnover. They're deeply concerned and overwhelmed about the extra work that they have to do.
The union wants the new contract to reflect the extra workload and include compensation and resources to help teachers. But she says city leadership isn't coming to the table.
I've been at every single negotiation, mediation. I can't say the same for the chancellor, and I definitely can't say the same for the mayor.
Washington Teachers Union needs to say yes to an outstanding offer that's on the table.
Meanwhile, Mayor Muriel Bowser says it's the union causing the delay.
But we need their leadership to say yes.
She claims disagreements within the union led them to arbitration, where a mediator is helping settle the dispute. She says that is slowing down the process.
I want our teachers to get their raises. They're long overdue. They should have had them in June. It's time for the Washington Teachers Union to stop playing games.
And the union says it is on the same page despite those comments by the mayor. Now, Pope Lyons, she says she cannot specifically say the dollar amount that the district is offering teachers. That's confidential right now, but she does say arbitration will take place from November 12th to the 16th. Reporting live from the Wilson Building, I'm Mariel Carbone, DC News Now.
Mariel, thanks. Time to get a first check on the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. And today definitely was a keeper.
It definitely was. And guess what? The run of warm weather, it's about to end. Hey there, Janessa.
Yeah, we're saying goodbye to this record heat that we dealt with across most of the region this afternoon, setting records at all of our recording stations across the DMV. At Reagan, a high of 81, beating that old record 1975 of 77, upper 70s to lower 80s across the board. And I hope you enjoyed the last couple of days because soon, yes, it will be a distant memory as now we are tracking on a very cool weather pattern. Tomorrow, hey, I can give you more sunshine. High pressure to our north going to continue to seep in through Wednesday. We really don't start to see a change in our cloud coverage until about Thursday. So yes, we're going to get our vitamin D this week, mostly sunny by that 2 o'clock hour, but temperatures at 56 degrees. Some of our overnight lows tonight going to be very close to your highs for tomorrow afternoon. So yes, chillier air tracking back in due to now a northerly breeze that has picked up, and that's what's going to be picking up throughout your Tuesday afternoon. We're talking about potential gusts 30 to 35 miles per hour, so keeping us on the blustery side. So satellite composite radar, you have the front that has crossed us, high pressure well to the north, but this is really the larger scope of things as we were dealing with kind of all this red last week. Now it's that darker blue color, and it's taking over a good chunk of the nation where we're going to be dealing with below average temperatures. How long does this last? I'll show you that coming up.
All right, Janessa, thank you. Also, when we come back on DC News Now at 9, a Montgomery County high school student pleads guilty for shooting a classmate. We're at the courthouse with why he said he pulled the trigger.
And helping families put a Thanksgiving meal on the table. But the new move by some stores offer items at pre-pandemic prices.